What do you guys know about Writers Week?
I don't know much. Everyone says it's really fun.
People from our school just share what they write, and like famous writers come in and talk to us about writing. Yeah, it seems exciting.
Thing where you like submit your writing and everything like that, and then you'll go up onto a stage if it's selected to basically read it, talk about its meaning and all that.
Writers Week is basically like a festival of writing. So you submit, there are student writers, there are people who come to speak, and you get to really learn new perspectives about everything and anything.
It is the week of every year, every school year, in which all the non-humanities teachers put aside their ego for a little while and let everyone celebrate humanities.
It's kind of an opportunity for students, teachers, and professional writers to come in and share stories, share their writing.
Well, hello there everybody. If some of you don't know already, my name is Graham Dano and I am a one-time Writers Week presenter. That was back in 2014. As some of you may know about Writers Week, it's an amazing time every year where a lot of student presenters, authors from all over the country and world, and just people with talent come together and talk about what writing means to them and how it has affected them personally.
So to hear a teacher outside of just like your normal English teachers that actually, that I do enjoy to write. There was a lot of feedback that a lot of kids, really appreciated and didn't see me in that realm rather than just always in, a PE setting. So there's a special energy in the auditorium during Writers Week, and I think no matter what you're speaking, you get it's almost like Fremd is more mature for a 5-day period. Like I seriously, everyone's dialed in and really wants to hear what you have to say.
Everyone comes in here for Writers Week and they're just silent and they clap at the end and they seem really excited, and even during lunch periods people come in. It's not just during their classes.
I think it makes it a much more fun and accepting environment. We don't know a whole lot about some of our teachers, but then some of them will present a Writers Week and suddenly we know some stupid hobby that they do, and it's just a fun experience for that.
Outside of Writers Week, it's so hard. It's it's kind of hard to see teachers as real humans. But then when they perform at Writers Week, it's just they're another student and they're just sharing their story.
Really, we don't live under these things. We go to the grocery store and we have relationships. Yeah, I think it's one week where everyone seems to be unified. People are seeing their teachers up on stage, people are seeing their peers up on stage, and I think it really provides a closeness in the school that we don't see day to day.
Anything that might be considered taboo or not what you're supposed to talk about, in the classroom, this is your chance to be open and talk about anything that you want to.
Sort of gives students this opportunity to really sort of get out of their comfort zone and not necessarily worry about grades or stress or what their peers are necessarily going to think, because it's a platform in which you're really given free rein to do almost whatever you want to do as long as it's approved.
What are your favorites? Sarah Day Mulder, definitely. I love slam poetry, and she was my introduction to slam poetry, and she's just incredible.
Her name was Sierra de Mulder. So she's like a professional poet. She performs for people all over. She's like a women's rights advocate, that sort of thing. And she performed, and she performed some really beautiful poetry.
You were born to travel that long journey into yourself. Look into the distance. I'm there if you need me. Arms open, ready to listen, ready to sing. Sweet sister, I've got you. I'm here. Thank you.
And it was very empowering and self-motivation, that sort of thing. And I asked her after the performance was over, I raised my hand and I said, what would you suggest for aspiring artists, aspiring writers or such? And she said, master your art. She said to practice every single day, to do the best that you can possibly, and to do things that you're afraid of, and to achieve everything to the best of your abilities, I guess.
So at the end of Writers Week, and I do this with my classes too, we have all the students write a letter to either one of the published authors, musicians, or student writers that presented, and just say something that they liked about their piece. And then my personal favorite over the 5 years was a student decided to call me by my first name, and it just says, Grant shave the beard.
I've gotten letters from students where they might not even know me as a person at all or as a teacher, but because I've opened up with them, they open up back to me and say, well, because you shared your story about your family, I'm going to tell you mine.
Another letter I got was from a friend, Annie Zhang. She told me, I think the best speeches fundamentally change something in you. You leave the place a different person with kind of an achy feeling in the pit of your stomach, like someone physically touched something deep inside you that's tender because it so rarely sees the light. Your speech did that for me. It was funny and enlightening. So I was like, that's awesome. What?
Someone wrote to me, I always love Writers Week because I can hear other people's stories, but I've never heard my own up there. Your letter was the first time I heard that happen.
But your piece gave me some great insights into how to deal with it. Sometimes going through a hard time in life allows people to make a difference in the lives of others, and I feel like this is true with you. Keep telling this story.
You know, here I was, a 30-some-year-old woman sharing a love story, and here's a 14-year-old girl that, on some level, what came out of that period that day was a connection that you wouldn't probably suspect. There were two lines that really stuck with me. Well, one was, it was love at first sight, which I suppose kids always kind of want to hope that that's real. And I always wanted to hope that that was real, but I went through a lot of different experiences that kind of taught me that it wasn't real until I reunited with the man who became my husband, and then I realized love at first sight is real.
I think Writers Week kind of goes on after Writers Week is over, because after my main point of my piece was that you should tell people what they mean to you while they're still here, and that sort of thing. And my grandfather's a really private guy, and he doesn't always let us inside to certain things, but we always know he loves us. But these letters were just like, and so I said I need to put my money where my mouth is, and I need to go read my piece to him. And so about a week or so after Writers Week, I took my computer with the slideshow I had, and I took the letters and I read it out loud to my grandfather, who hadn't even seen it, hadn't thought about the letters in a long time because they were in the bottom of a drawer. And it was, he was crying, I was crying, and it was really kind of, he's 96 years old, and it was really a cool moment, and it kind of came full circle at that point, so it was cool.
One word to describe Writers Week.
Talkative. Incredible.
Encouraging.
Fantastic. Writers Week is fantastic. Exuberant.
Expression.
Eye-opening.
Intelligent. Distracting. Enjoyable. Stimulating. Different.
Pickles.
Entertaining. Artistic.
Magical. Flame.
Inspiring. Heartwarming. Talent. Tolerant. Enlightening. Inspiring.
So yeah, defining Writers Week, what is it? Then benefits of Writers Week, or yeah, what
I think we
spice
could
this
do
up?
like, what did we do about